Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 2 in what can only be described in one word as madness. Madness. And look, we've had words to describe Manchester United this season and some of them are X-rated, but that's just pure madness. I mean, I can say it now, the final whistle's gone. We should have beat Chelsea, we lost. We probably should have lost to Liverpool and we should have won. And we nearly did. And then our own madness. I mean, it's just Man United at the moment are an exhausting watch. That's the bottom line, isn't it? We're absolutely exhausting. I mean, Liverpool, I never thought Liverpool would be able to come to Old Trafford and repeat the same mistake as they did in the FA Cup, where they have so much of the ball and it's just about composure. And they miss a hatful of chances again. And we ended up with a point and we knocked them out the cup as well. But look, I think at the end of the day, Gary Neville said something on Sky today, which I thought was absolutely disgusting. And he really should just come out and say Ten Hag out. Because to say before a game of this magnitude that he doesn't buy it, that injuries are a reason for United's failure this season. We've got 60 injuries. That's the ridiculous amount of centre-back combinations we've had this season. We've got no left-back. We've conceded 2 late penalties at left back because we haven't got a left back. We haven't got a holding midfielder. Casemiro's already in Saudi Arabia, and you know, whatever you say about it, injuries are clearly, and squad depth are clearly massive. That's a very good Liverpool team, and somehow we've managed to get a draw. I'm sort of confused how, because Casemiro has just put in the worst performance I've ever seen in his career. Apart from the goal, Bruno wasn't very good. Rashford wasn't very good. Rasmus wasn't very good because there was no service. Wan-Bissaka wasn't good. So half of our team played badly, and we've still got a 2-2 draw against Liverpool. And in fact, we should have beat them because Wan-Bissaka, I mean, I'm just looking at it now, absolutely doesn't need to do it. Doesn't need to do it. Just doesn't need to do it. Doesn't get them. I'm watching it now. Why are you doing this in the penalty box? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Gary Neville was against Man United the whole time in commentary as well. They deserve to lose playing like this. I was disgusted and lost my respects as Levi. I mean, Man United legend, speaks a lot of sense, but for some reason doesn't like Man United. Clearly doesn't like Ten Hag. Probably wanted us to lose so he could, further that. I'd expect better from Gary, because I always criticise Man United fans who want us to lose for their own benefit. And I think it's disgusting. I thought Kambwala was man of the match. I thought Maguire played well. And I thought Garnacho, Delo and Mainoo did okay. The rest of them I thought were poor. Even Onana was okay. I thought he should have done better than that. But we should have won it. We should have won it. But look, Tam says, Mark, check the penalty. The first kick didn't connect. Mate, come on. We've got far better ammunition to moan about VAR and penalties than that. That's Ned Stark at left back. His head's gone. His head has gone. Wan-Bissaka's head has left his body. Ned Stark, mate, because he's gone to ground on a slide tackle in the box and not got the ball. Whether it's soft, whether the contact doesn't happen till the second tackle, how anybody can say that's not a penalty, I do not know. You can't go to ground like that, not get the ball, and then not expect a penalty. It was stupid. It was a stupid tackle, and I'm not defending it. I thought the low one wasn't a penalty, but Wan-Bissaka, I mean, where is Harvey Elliott? He's on the edge of the box. He's got Maguire, another midfielder, and Wan-Bissaka goes sliding in the box. It's incredibly stupid. It's incredibly stupid. 100% a penalty for me because it's 100% stupid. And if you take a risk like that, it ends up with a penalty. We're going to do player ratings in a minute. But look, that game was madness, wasn't it? Talk to me. Massive positive. Massive birthday present. 1-0. At 1 point for Man United. I'd have took that before the game. I thought we would lose. I'd have took that before the game. I'll take it now. I don't think we played particularly well. I thought we started the game for the first 20 minutes well. They scored. Senior players dropped their heads. irresponsibility, laziness, carelessness, lack of concentration. And there's only going to be one winner in that game. And then Kwanzaa plays that pass to Bruno, who finishes it very, very well. And suddenly the heads go up again. And if I'm Ineos and I'm watching these games, and I'll tell you that not many people will be saying this tonight. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is sat there watching that game. Are you a follower of Manchester United because it's, I'm from Manchester, I support Manchester United? Or are you a fan of Manchester United? Because if you're a fan of Manchester United, that means you've got an opinion on the way that we play football. And if you've got an opinion on the way that we play football, you will assess those players in the way that the vast majority of you are. If he's watching that game, he'll have seen what we've all seen for years. There are certain players in that team that just don't fancy it. They'll turn it on and off. And we saw it when Liverpool went 1-0 up, they didn't fancy it. They didn't fancy it at the start of the second half. Liverpool came out, had a couple of chances. Liverpool make a mistake, it goes to 1-1, the crowd go up and they go, oh yeah, I fancy it a bit now. They're not coming back from 1-0 down unless Liverpool make a mistake, because there's some players in that team that need to go. I'm looking at that game today and I'm like, it's Liverpool against Man United at Old Trafford. If Liverpool win the league, it's 20 times the same as us. We can stop them winning the league. And more importantly, we're playing Liverpool. We should be trying to beat them anyway. And I look around the team and I go, you know what? Obviously, Maguire needs to go. He's getting on a bit. He's not the right type of defender for us, but he played well. He's a senior player. Casemiro, senior player, rubbish. Bruno Fernandes, senior player, not good enough. Marcus Rashford, senior player, not good enough. And, we're relying on Mainoo at 18. Garnacho at 19. The balance of that team, and we're paying a lot of money for those senior pros. So if I'm Sir Jim Ratcliffe, you can keep having the conversation about the manager because that's what the simpletons do. That's what the media do. But the actual playing staff has got to drastically change. And you know what? People will be saying Ten Hag out. You've got Mainoo who's come through under him. You've got Garnacho who's come through under him. You've now got Kambwala who's come through under him. You've got Rasmus who he's bought. You've got 4 young players that are brilliant for our future. I mean, how many other teams can say that? Like, one of the big positives is we've got 3 players from our youth that are going to be part of our future. We've got a young striker. I mean, there's a future here if we can eradicate the past. If we can move on Casemiro and Bruno and Rashford at some point over the next 2 to 3 years and bring 3 young players in, I think we've got something good there. I really do. But this season is a write-off. It's a weird season. It's chuckle vision. To me, to you, to me, to you. I mean, I'll give Ten Hag his credit. I personally think we should have just sat back and countered Liverpool. But we went open again. And the amount of times we got broken on because they're better than us was incredible. And somehow we ended up with a point. So big dent in Liverpool's title hopes, says Would You Rather. Happy days. Don't forget how our under-18s are doing as well, says Mario Franco. Happy birthday, Mark. Hope you got spoilt, mate. Well, I feel a bit spoilt with Man United not getting beat. I mean, that's a big win for me. And they say Ronaldo was the problem. The players need to go before the manager, says Tariq. Mainoo, Garnacho, Højlund of the future. Some credit to Anthony. He played better than ever, says Blue. Neville is on Sir Jim's Radcliffe's payroll to sack Ten Hag, says Mr. Rising Apple. It's weird behaviour. It's weird behaviour on the day of a Liverpool game to be coming out with some of the stuff he's come out with. But I don't know. With all the noise on how bad we've been this season, you'd think we were 15th or 16th. 6th is not good enough, but under the circumstances, injuries, owners, drama, it's impressive. Eric Ten Hag in says no. Casemiro and Bruno both stink. Casemiro can't pass. Oh, mate. That Casemiro performance is the worst, easily. The moment that penalty, I've PSD of Chelsea. Sumi says, happy birthday, mate. Neville is a mediocre player playing in a great team, hence he won things. He's a Cafu wannabe, says Reeves. Welcome to Members Club, Sully. Check the penalty. The first kick didn't connect. It's a penalty for me, Tam. And Anana man of the match, says Reef. Casemiro cost us the game. We need to find a replacement for him next season, says Boo. Yeah, I mean, what I will say is, I said it in the watch along. Some of you might not have watched that. For me, Casemiro's got to go now. He is nowhere near the level required. Like, he's got no mobility and therefore he's got to go. He's just got to go. You can't pay 300 grand a week for that. And I don't think his head's there either. I mean, I don't see how Amrabat could do any worse. I really don't see how Amrabat could do any worse. And I know Amrabat's not going to stay either, but I don't see how he could do any worse. And you know what? Good point on Ten Hag. I think that if you think about United 2 years ago under Rangnick, it was very similar to now. Just players who are playing for the summer and they're checking out. Rangnick took that Ten Hag took that United team over. The worst ever Premier League Man United side. Yeah, he bought Casemiro and Martinez and Anthony. And he got Mount and Onana last year. But he's hardly built. He's not built a whole team, has he? He's still got a lot of players that were here under Rangnick. And they're still capable of doing that. So when I look at Ten Hag, and I look at last season, and look at third place and a Carabao Cup win and an FA Cup final, I think he overachieved in season 1. And when I look at this season, I see us in 6th and potentially in an FA Cup final. I think he's probably overachieved again. I think the truth hurts people. The truth is we're shit. We are shit. We were shit when Rangnick was here, and we're still shit now. We some of our fans and the media have a ridiculously overhyped opinion of Man United. We are shit. We are really shit. And because we came third and won the Carabao Cup, people think we should be in the top 4 and winning the Champions League. Like we're shit. We're really shit. And somehow we're still sick. We shouldn't be 6th. West Ham are better than us this season. I'd say Newcastle have played better football than us. Newcastle wiped their arse with us at St James's Park. We have been persistently shit this season. And I think a lot of that's down to injuries, certain players that need clearing out. So if we can get 6th place in an FA Cup final, I'll be very, very content with that, because I think the truth is a lot worse. We should be about 9th. And we shouldn't be anywhere near an FA Cup final. So I do think there is an element of that. Casemiro will be at King's Cross Station tomorrow, replacing the turnstile, says Peng. Rashford score, he gets a 7. Bruno scores, he gets a 5, says Esteban. The roller coaster of emotions, we have to clear out Rashford out. The whole Manchester United have to do a clean out, says Ruben. Is Maguire starting to show why we bought him in the first place? Thought he played well, says Ash. Maguire played well. I mean, I like the way we're sort of freestyling around here. Maguire played well, but he still needs to go, because Maguire can only play on the edge of his box. He can't play on the halfway line. So if we want to play on the halfway line, Maguire's got to go, which is why Ten Hag tried to sell him last year. He played really, really well today, but, on the edge of the box, that's not how we want to play. Another game ruined by poor management and subs. Where's the leadership on and off the pitch, says Mr. Glenn Johnson. Mike Hind, thank you very much for joining the Members Club. Why was the game ruined by substitutions? The game was ruined by a Ned Stark headless tackle in the penalty box that cost us a win. Bruno Fernandes is never going to get substituted. That's a conversation in itself. He'll never get subbed because he's the captain. I don't know. So that's never going to happen. Garnacho, Anthony came on for Rashford because he was injured. Amrabat came on for Garnacho to give us some bodies in the midfield. And I think Mount came on for Mainoo. So Bruno's never getting subbed. So, I don't know about that. Sam Bryant says it was a dive. I don't think you understand football, mate. I'm sorry. I mean, look, I would love it not to be a penalty, but it's idiotic. It's absolutely... How anybody can defend Wan-Bissaka on that is madness. Absolute madness. It's the most stupid thing you could ever do. It's a penalty. I don't care whether it's soft or not. He's slide tackling in the box and he doesn't get the ball. It's never going to get overturned. It's never going to get overturned. I've seen the clip. He catches him on the back leg. He doesn't catch him with the front leg. He catches him on the back leg about a second later. But hey, hello, welcome to the world of football. It's a foul if you make contact with the player. You don't have to do it with your first leg. He does it with the back leg. It's a penalty. And he should never do it. And if you think it's not a penalty, fine. It was given. It's 2-2. And I tell you what's not a penalty. Not slide tackling in the box and not getting the ball. So it was reckless. It was stupid. And you run the risk of a penalty when you do that. So if you're saying it's never a penalty or it's not a penalty, have a word with Wan-Bissaka and say, please don't slide tackle in the box again, because that's not a penalty. If he stays on his feet, it's not a penalty. It was stupid. And, but I'll take a point. I'll take a point. I think if we'd won it, I'd have still sat here and gone, how have we won that? A little bit like Brentford last week. If we'd won it, I'd have sat there and said, how have we won that? So I think a point is about what we deserved, but we definitely didn't deserve to lose to Chelsea. It's hard to pin this on Ten Hag with these diabolical players. Same ones Jose said his best achievement was second. I can't speak, says D. Are you entertained? Ten Hag in, says Kyle. I sort of am entertained, you know. I think it is entertaining to watch United. It's better than watching us park the bus for a draw, but it's hard. It's stressful. Liverpool's last season was worse than United this season, yet everyone understood it was because of injury and Liverpool will be back, says Edgar. I can't understand the number of times Salah was left open in the second half. Wan-Bissaka didn't put him in his pocket like last time, Mark, says Arjun. I think Wan-Bissaka had a bad game. I don't think he had a bad game against Brentford. I mean, it's hard to play at left back when you're a right back. It's a shame we didn't win against Chelsea, Brentford and Fulham. We'd have been in the race for top four, says Quinn. We don't deserve top four. It'd be nice to be in it, but we don't deserve to be in it. Best thing Casemiro done was the tackle at the end. Maguire and Kambwala played well, very well, says Luke. I agree with that. Maguire and Kambwala were absolutely superb, dealing with every Liverpool attack, and United's midfield constantly giving it away. Maguire, man of the match, says Red Army. Mick J, thank you, member 15 months. I'm going to do the player ratings. Please get involved with that. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Of course, we've got the fan forum coming up for you straight after this as well. I mean, it's been a roller coaster week. Man United have taken 2 points from 9, which always annoys me, because when you take 2 points from 9, you're better off losing 2 and winning 1, which always bothers me mentally, because obviously you don't want to lose games, but you know, actually we'd have more points if we'd won 1 and lost 2. But I think at the end of the day, Eric Ten Hag out gains momentum due to the many losses, which just enraged fans on lost match days. If some of those were draws, it would not be such a situation, says Nishay. Thank you very much for that. Genders, welcome to the members club. Okay, let's go through the player ratings. Join in. You can do that through the link in the description. Please do subscribe as well, bottom right hand corner. So I'd probably give Onana a 6.5 today, which is what most of you have given him. What I will say is he should save the first goal. He's got a full hand on it. He should save the first goal. Any goalkeeper would tell you that. But he made a very good save in the first couple of minutes from Szoboszlai. Very, very good save. And he had to make a few other good saves. So I think a 6.5 is about right for Onana. It was definitely, you know, it definitely wasn't a bad performance. So I wouldn't agree with that. Delo, I'd probably give him a 6 today. I thought he was, I thought Delo didn't really put a foot wrong. Didn't get to see him going forward much, but it's against Liverpool. But obviously Diaz gave him a few problems. But I don't think it was a bad performance by Delo, and I think he's one of our most consistent players this season. So I would give him a 6. Some people aren't happy with a 6.5 for Onana. I mean, what do you want me to give him then? Like 9, 8? I think he should have saved the first goal, and then I think he made some good saves. So I would give him an above average. Connor says, Wan-Bissaka is a reactive, not proactive defender. Well, this is why I want to sell him. I'd never wish for a player to be hurt, but it could be a blessing to allow Ahmad and Anthony a run of games, because it's obvious Rashford doesn't want to put in the work, says Eddie. I don't know what happened to Rashford. If anybody knows what it was injury-wise, I'd love to know. Maguire, I'd probably give him a 7.5 today. 6.5 from you. No, I don't think Maguire put a foot wrong. You know, Maguire's performance today would be akin to a good performance from Bruno, where he got 2 assists. I think that's the sort of performance Maguire put in today. I thought he played very, very well. I mean, look, I'm not going to run away with it and say we should keep him. I think he needs to go. I think he's the wrong type of centre-back for what we want to play. But as a roll up your sleeves, old-fashioned centre-back performance, I thought it was very good. I did. Genuinely thought it was very good. Kambwala for me was an 8, and he was my man of the match. I thought the difference between Kambwala and Maguire is Maguire played very, very well, and I can't fault it. But Kambwala is a modern centre-back, and Maguire's not that. So I give it Kambwala because he's got the recovery pace. He's got that aggression. He's got that speed, and he's only young. And I think it's incredible to throw a player like that into a game like that, against an attack like that. And I thought he played fantastic. I thought he was very unlucky to get a yellow card. I mean, it was studs up, but he gets the ball, fully gets the ball. He commits, he gets the ball, and it's the only way he can win the ball. And that's why I don't like refereeing, because he's got to... What they don't understand there is they just see he's got his studs up, but it's the only way you can win that ball, and you have to go and win it. You can't keep your foot down. So I think he was unlucky with the yellow card, but it's interesting, isn't it? We want Todibo, we want Branthwaite. Maybe we can get Todibo, maybe we can get Branthwaite, maybe we can keep Martinez, and when we've got Kambwala, maybe you can let Varane, Lindelof, and Maguire go. Maybe we can let Varane go, because if Kambwala is going to be good and we buy 2 centre backs, maybe you can let Varane go and you can save that 300k a week, because he looks really interesting. Really interesting. Look, it could go one of two ways. It could be that he's just played his best game ever and he ends up signing for Preston in 2 years. Or it could be this is the start of many games like Mainoo. I thought he played very, very, very well, and I would give him man of the match. Wan-Bissaka's got to be a 5 for me. I mean, it's just Ned Stark, isn't it? Head's gone. Ridiculous. I don't think he had a very good game anyway. I probably would have given him a 5.5, but I think the penalty takes it down to a 5. He's not a left back. He's not a left back. That's the problem. He's not a left back. Mark, it wasn't a penalty. Wan-Bissaka didn't make contact and Elliott dived. There's a video. We've been robbed again. Says man-child. I disagree, mate. I'm sorry. If you wanna go chasing that, I don't really know what you're chasing, because we didn't deserve to win it. It was a smash and grab. It would have been nice to get it, but Liverpool absolutely dominated us. To start moaning about a penalty when a fullback goes sliding down on the ground in a penalty box, I thought it was a penalty. I've looked at it back and it is minimal contact, but the problem is, I suppose what we're talking about here is, like, you're looking at it and saying it's not a penalty in your mind, and I get that. I don't bother doing that anymore. I watch what the referee gives, and then I think, will VAR overturn it? When Anthony Taylor gives it as a penalty, it's a penalty. VAR will not overturn it, because they'll look at it and go, might be a little bit soft, but we're going to stick with the referee. Look at the Delo one. That's not a penalty, and VAR didn't overturn it. So I'm not going to lose any time on it. Anthony Taylor gave it. VAR won't overturn it. It's a penalty. It's gone in. It's over. It's 2-2. I ain't going to spend any time letting it ruin my birthday or evening. It was stupid by Wan-Bissaka. If he didn't need to slide tackle. If he hadn't slide tackled, it wouldn't have been a penalty anyway. Casemiro dropped in the stinkiest performance I've ever seen in his career. Absolute shite. Rubbish. I don't really understand it. I've always been a massive fan of Casemiro. I do not get how bad he is at the moment. It was absolute, and I like the player. You know, I don't do agenda. So Casemiro's my player of the year last year. I thought he was absolutely rubbish against Chelsea, and he was even worse today. He can't pass. He jogs. I don't know. I actually think he's so bad at the moment. If he'd have been sent off, it might have done us a favour against Bournemouth, because I actually think we'll be better off with McTominay or Amrabat at holding midfielder. And I never thought I'd say those words, but he is so bad at the moment. I don't know what, maybe he's playing with an injury. You know, maybe he can't, I don't know. There's something just not right there. He might be playing injured. I don't know. But yeah, you've got to call it for what it was. It was bad. 6.5 for me from Mainoo. Nice to see you lot giving him a 7. I think he struggled. You know, he was at fault for the first goal. I think he really struggled in that midfield today. It was hard, but the mentality is great, and the goal was brilliant. The goal was absolutely brilliant. Being behind that with the TV camera and seeing the curl on it, it was amazing. And, you know, that gave us the breathing space to get that point. Mojo, thank you very much. says, this summer, Casemiro, Maguire, Varane, Wan-Bissaka, Pellistri, Sancho, Martial, Brandon Williams, Evans need to go. Thank you very much. Happy birthday, says Stefan. Thank you very much for that. Mojo's gifted some memberships as well. Give him a big shout out. We've had an Arsenal fan here saying that was a tough watch, but Mainoo is a top talent. Shropshire Tom. He's lost his legs. Casemiro, says Sahil. What, in your honest opinion, do you think happened at half-time after that dominance from Liverpool? I surprised the players fought for the manager, says Vlad. Mate, honest opinion, I don't think we came out in the second half. I thought we were shit for the first 10 minutes. I thought Liverpool were all over us again. I thought the end of the first half and the start of the second half were the same. What happened is Kwanzaa misplaced the pass, Bruno scored, and we lifted our heads. We didn't lift our heads because of the half-time chat. It was the circumstances on the pitch, which is why I'll credit the players on the draw, and I'd have moaned at the players for the loss. It's just that they're hard to tactically teach anything because they're light switch players who turn on and off. Current rules mean that if there is any contact whatsoever, then VAR can't get involved in penalties that are given by the referee, soft or not, says Sam. Well, there you go. There was some contact, so there we go. How are people saying that's a penalty? Elliott initiates the contact. Bissaka completely misses him. Ange, can we just grow up a little bit here? They're in the box and Aaron Wan-Bissaka slide tackles, doesn't get the ball, and you're saying that Harvey Elliott initiates the contact. There's a Man United defender in the penalty box sliding and not getting the ball. That's your problem. Whether you think it's soft or not, stop deflecting the blame. No Man United defender should be slide tackling in the box when there's no need to do it. That's caused the problem. Whether it's contact, no contact, minimal contact, whether Harvey Elliott took the contact, he shouldn't be slide tackling in the box. It's as simple as that. If he doesn't slide tackle, we're not even having the conversation. So I don't know. I can't understand why nobody is just registering in their brain, what the fuck is he doing slide tackling in the box? If he doesn't do that, we're not even having the conversation. It's stupid. It's stupid what he did. Bruno to me was a 5. You can give him a 6 for the goal, and the goal was very good, but nothing changes for me with Bruno. It's the amount of missed time passes. I thought first half he was absolutely a 4 out of 10. Second half for the goal, I'll probably give him a 6. So 5 for me. I don't think Bruno played well, really. I'm never going to give up on him because he's one of my favourite players at the club, and I'm never going to say that he doesn't put a shift in because he never stops running, and he never will be substituted. But I don't think it was a good performance. And I think there's a bigger question here as well, and it's probably not for tonight, but what I would say about Bruno Fernandes is next season he's going to be here. Whatever happens in the summer with the summer transfer window, can Man United challenge Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool next season with new players, maybe a new manager, with him in the team? And that's a big question no one wants to ask because it always becomes about player FC. I'm posing a genuine intellectual football point. Can a Man United side challenge Liverpool, Man City or Arsenal with Bruno Fernandes in it? That's the question. Forget his player rating. Forget who the manager is next year. Forget who gets sold or bought. He will be playing in that number 10 position next year, guaranteed, with the captain's armband on his arm. Can we succeed with a number 10 like that? I think there needs to be a massive change in the way he plays the game, and we've never seen it. Do you think the media swirl about Casemiro being shipped out went to his head, thinking if the club wants to push me out, why should I care, says Sam? Don't know. Shout out to my 6-year-old Elijah. First Liverpool Man United game watched, says Zach. I tell you what, it was an entertaining game. Garnacho 6 for me. Thought he put a shift in, gets it. Tough game, but I thought he did well. An average performance, not a bad performance. 5 from Rashford. I mean, the best thing I can say is that he didn't jog, but it wasn't a good performance. 5 for Rasmus as well. He never stopped running. There is no service for the guy at all. I mean, he's basically a number 10. He's a creator. He never gets any service. Graveyard shift, but you can't give him a 6. It's a below performance because he's just not getting any service. Thought Anthony came on well, and I'll give him a 6, definitely. Amrabat, I thought, came on and did okay. I'd probably give him a 6 as well. Mount came on. I thought the yellow card was brilliant. Perfect. He has to make that foul. They're going to be honours. It's it's cynical, but he does. And I'd probably give Ten Hag a 6 as well in the circumstances. And I was never going to judge Ten Hag today. If we'd won 2-1, I would have said well done to the players. If we'd lost 3-0, I would have put it on the players. I said that on the morning show. Today, to me, wasn't about Ten Hag. We've got so many injuries. We can't ever really judge United as a tactical team against Liverpool with all the problems that we've got. You're basically, as a manager, sending the players out there and saying, it's Liverpool at home. You've got to go out there and put a performance in. And we did, to a certain extent. Some of them did, some of them didn't. And I think, fair play. They didn't down tools completely, which means there is some respect for the manager. But ultimately, in a game like that, you're in the hands of the players. Some of them really performed, some of them didn't. So I'll give average 6 for Ten Hag. Who was your man of the match? I'm hoping, and I'm very, very happy to say, Harry Maguire got 22%, by the way, but 62% of you go with Kambwala as your man of the match. And I completely agree. I think I said it in the first half, he's looking like man of the match. And then in the second half, it just became more and more apparent. I mean, to be thrown into this game as well and put in a performance like that, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. So I'm really, really pleased that he got it because, it was difficult circumstances today. And one where I probably thought he might struggle. But as I thought we'd all struggle. Right, Fan Forum is starting. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Next season's probably going to be a write-off as well, says Ryan. The next 18 months about building, preparing, etc. We never deserved the win. Liverpool ran all over us, says Ghost Hunter. The players should have aimed for Bradley and got him sent off. I agree. Be interested to see what they're going to say on the Fan Forum. Thank you, everybody who has been pre-ordering the book. It's my birthday today. If you want to get me a birthday present, please pre-order the book. It's doing really well at the moment, and we really want to get it up the charts. So scan that QR code on your camera phone or go through the link in the live chat. Football According to Mark Goldbridge. It's coming out this summer, and you can pre-order it now. They've got signed copies at WH Smith. You can get the audio as well. Everybody's doing it. You're absolute legends. I really, 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 really appreciate it. And if you could do that, it'd be a lovely present as well. Get yourself over to the forum. We'll speak to you a little bit later.